Okay, and now that it's the past again, are you getting confused yet? There's a lot of past, present stuff that we have to worry about. So now that we're back in the past again, we can open that door that we unlocked. It's kind of weird when you think about it, because that's like the present influencing the past. Like, just because we opened it in the present, why would it be opened back then, you know? But I don't know. I guess we'll just go with it. We wouldn't be able to finish the dungeon otherwise, so... And of course, if we look on our map, this is going to be the first of the 2 generators. So let's go ahead, stab it, turn it, and press. And you can see that I'll get some stuff in the engine room going. And Fi is, of course, going to confirm that with us. So the engine room is now fully operational, but for whatever reason, we have to activate the other power generator. I don't really know why we need to. If the engine room is, you know, operational, we can get there, but oh well, I guess we'll just go along with it, and we'll open the, we'll turn on the second power generator. Alright, so it turns out to get in there, this door has actually been unlocked all along in the past. There's just not really much you could have done with it before. I guess you could have done this generator first. I don't really see what would be stopping you from doing that, but... Oh, okay. I didn't quite mean to do that, but I guess that works. Phew, alright. Okay, and down they go. So, again, box, switch, you know what to do. Anytime you see a box you can push, you gotta push it. So we just get this going. It takes a little while. All the way up against the edge. Then we get through here in this little narrow space. If we can, there we go. And push it on the switch. So it's going to open the windows. Doesn't seem to do much, but as you can see, there's a ladder down there that would let us get to the engine room. Again, I don't know why we have to turn on the other generator if it's fully operational, but we'll go with it. So obviously the generator we want to go to is actually right over there. Unfortunately, it's blocked off by an electric barrier, so we're going to have to do some more work here. Okay, so the way to actually get in here is a little bit more convoluted than you might think at first. Now that we've opened those windows, that ladder is there and it looks really enticing, but we're not actually going to check that out just yet. What we are going to do is head all the way back up to the top, to the deck of the ship. So again, a little bit of backtracking. And once we go out, yes, the bokoblins will have respawned, I guess, since we kind of changed time a couple times at this point. But now that we've done that, we can pretty much just ignore these guys, because really we want to get on this upper level here. They can't follow us up the ladder, so who really cares? Go ahead and take that guy out. And now our objective is going to be this little thing over here. We've got kind of a lifeboat, I guess. There we go. We can shoot the eye switch here, and that will lower it down a bit. I believe it does have to be the past for that to be mobile. I don't think you can move it otherwise. So basically, we've got that down there. That's going to go pretty much right next to one of the windows we opened. Come on, there we go. It can be a little finicky. I don't know, like I'm shaking the nunchuck, but sometimes it takes like 2 or 3 tries to get it. I'm not sure why that is. So then we make it the present once again, and now since our lifeboat is still down here, we can drop down. And this window right here will actually let us get back in here in the present. Because as you can see, it's usually blocked off by these things here. So you have to be here in the present in order to deactivate this barrier. Things are stepping up a bit here in this dungeon, aren't they? It gets a little bit more confusing. So this is one where you might get stuck at for a little bit until you just kind of play around with all the different possibilities. Okay, so obviously to activate this generator, it's going to have to be the past again. So time shift stone's over here. There we are. You make some pretty cool shots, don't you? Alright, so now that it is the correct time period, let's go ahead and activate this generator. So yeah, that can be a little tricky to figure out until you realize that you kind of have to make yourself a shortcut to get back in during the proper time period. So now that we've activated both generators, we can now access the engine room and get to the brig to free those guys. And the way we're going to do it, unfortunately there's an electric barrier, so we're going to have to take kind of the long way around. go back through the hallway and go back in this door. And so we just want to get to the room next door, but we got to go all the way back out. Okay, so that's the one that leads to the lifeboat. This is the one that has the ladder going down. So let's go ahead and head that way. And head into the engine room. So around the corner, through the door. Okay, so now that we're in here, there's a couple ways to go from the start. Unfortunately, this one is barred off, and you can pretty much tell that's where we want to head. That wall switch is going to open this, so we're basically going to try to make a complete circle here. So as we go down, we obviously want to avoid these giant pistons that are moving up and down. So these are pretty simple. They move very slowly, so there's no real risk of getting crushed here. Just got to wait a little bit. Then as soon as this one goes up, we'll start running. Just like that, and get through it safely. Now here we're going to have to use the whip to do a little bit of swinging because there's, let's go ahead and look at this. There's just kind of this little pit here that I don't know why that's there, but, you know, it's just there to keep people from swinging across, I guess. But before we actually head in the correct direction, we want to head over here. You can kind of see there's this little alcove. This can be an awkward swing because you're like right up against the wall on that side, but you can make it if you do it just right. We'll head up the ladder on the other side, and as we turn around, we can see there are a whopping 5 treasure chests here to be opened, so get ready for some loot. Let's open the first one. And we'll get a monster horn. 3 of these are going to be random materials, and 2 of these are going to be rupees, so let's go ahead and get to it. And here's 100 rupees. Here is another monster horn. And yet another 100 rupees. And finally, one last monster horn. Now, you can occasionally get evil crystals actually out of those chests, but I guess I just got a little unlucky, if that's what you want to call it, and now I'm stocking up on monster horns, so be it, I guess. Okay, so now we can continue along the correct path. Now, this one, you basically just want to wait for the first one to rise and then run through in order to beat them all. And then this one's also a little bit tricky. You're going to want to wait till that one is at the bottom, and then swing across and get on top of it. That was a little sloppy, but we made it, so that's really all that matters. Then wait for this one to be up top and the next one to be on the bottom, so that way you can jump onto it, and finally get to where we want to go. So let's go ahead and open this thing up, and then it'll give us a shortcut back. And crawl along this little vent system, I guess, to get to the brig. See, it's weird, like, they put a ladder here and everything, like, you're supposed to just crawl through that to get there, you know? That seems a little, like, not the most efficient design for somebody, but, I don't know, maybe the little robots are small enough that they can just walk through it or something. Alright, so we've pretty much opened the way out. His circuits are glowing with happiness, so apparently happiness substitutes as electricity in this world. But we're going to ask him about the flame, so if we want to reveal it, we're going to have to regain control. The control room's next to the brig, but it's a huge door, it's sealed shut, we'll need a key. So first, we should head to the captain's cabin. And of course, he's going to give us a key, and the key will open the door to the captain's cabin. Just a random small key. There's only actually 2 small keys in this whole place, so, you know, like, it's not like there's too many opportunities, too many locked doors for you to have to worry about. So he's going to mark it. It's back up here on the first floor on the deck, and it's going to be kind of around here. He's going to get out of here. Sorry to leave you on your own, but you can handle it. Yeah, we'll be fine. So he kind of scoots out. Okay, cool. And unfortunately, no, there's no way through the bars and no way to deactivate the laser barrier. So yes, we are going to have to kind of walk backwards a bit. And since our destination is the captain's cabin, that's actually all the way back out on the deck as well. Fortunately, we've got a little bit of a shortcut this time around, but we still have to crawl through here first. Alright, so this time we can use the shortcut we created in order to get back and open the door, head back to areas we've been to before. Okay, so now we can climb back up the ladder in order to get into the second generator room. However, this time we don't have to go the long way around because we can just climb out the other window and onto the lifeboat. Get on this side of it, bring out the bow, and shoot the eye. And you can see that'll bring us back up to the deck and actually right beside the door we need to go through, so that's pretty helpful. Alright, so first things first, let's take out the patrolling archer here so we don't have to worry about him. Obviously, this locked door is the one that we need to go through, so we're going to have to get out the bow here. It turns out there's not really too much we can do in here in the past, so we're going to have to make it the present time first before we head through the door. There's no real way to do it from inside, so once you found out there's nothing to do, you'd have to come back out. It's kind of annoying. So, glad I know that beforehand, I guess. Okay, so now we are entering into the captain's cabins. It's going to be kind of this long staircase here. There's a blocked way in, but you can actually see there's the boss chest. So we definitely want to make our way towards that. And the reason you have to be in the present time is because there would be an electric barrier here otherwise, so there's really nothing you can do. However, let's go ahead and take out these guys before they can do anything. So as you can see, we're going to have to do a little work. You can probably guess we're going to open this panel to shoot another eye switch. However, this ancient dead Beamos is in the way. So we're going to have to, again, change the time period. So I can, if I can find the stone. Okay, there it is. So it's going to bring everything back to life. Now this part can be a little bit tricky because we've got a Technoblin as well as this Beamos to take care of. So I like to make sure... Oh crap, I tried to block there. Stabbing isn't working so well. Come on, stab, dude. There we go. It's the first time I've really had problems with that. Usually Beamos have gone pretty well. But yeah, I like to keep the Bokoblin, the Technoblin, whatever, kind of on the other side so you can make sure not to hit him accidentally. You can use the bow to take out the Beamos, but that's pretty hard with that guy harassing you the whole time, so... Alright, let's go ahead and make this shot. And that'll open up the door. A lot of puzzling just to open up one door in the room you're in, you know? Okay, so we've got a number of Beamos here, but you don't need to worry too much because these guys are actually stationary. They don't turn their heads around. So you can pretty much just take them all out with arrows from a distance. You can shoot right there. Yeah, we can go ahead and get this one. The angle is pretty generous. Like even, you know, there's not a lot of room there, but as long as you just kind of get it generally in the area, it'll count. We can also head to the side a bit. And take out that guy. So once you take out all three of the Beamos, the gate will open, opening the way to the boss chest. So let's get to it. And we'll get the squid carving. That's pretty interesting looking. It's studded with intriguing suction cups. I'm not sure what's so intriguing about them, but okay. So of course this is going to be the key to the control room. And she marks it on the map. Cool. And yes, now that we've gotten the boss key, there's really only one thing left to do. We've already passed by the boss door numerous times, so we're just going to have to head back there. Obviously in the past, otherwise it would be blocked off to us. So one more time we get to go through the sequence, kind of heading down a bit. Take this guy out again. Maybe he'll give me some arrows. Cool. I'm not psychic or anything, I promise. Right, so again, we'll just ignore these guys, head into the door. And we've just got a couple little rooms to head through, down some stairs. And that'll get us to the boss door, and also let us finish this place off. And yeah, I don't know why the enemies keep respawning out on the deck, but not in here. That's kind of weird, but oh well. Okay, so once we head down these stairs, we should be getting near the area we need to go to. And I haven't mentioned the music to this place just because you don't really notice it that much. It's kind of just ambient background noise. But it's pretty cool. Works pretty well for the environment. They do really well with the whole Lanayru Desert region, I think, as far as music is concerned. So this is obviously the boss door. Now we've got to figure out a way to get this strange little squid carving in order to get in the right position here. What I'd like to do is just kind of point the Wii Remote to the left, like I'm getting ready to do a left to right horizontal swing, and just kind of swing it to the right a bit, line it up, and there you go. So you don't have to turn it too much. That one can be confusing if you get it really weird and out of place. But just one little turn to the right there and you got it. So it's pretty simple after all. Oh, and all of a sudden everything's blue and there's giant, like, tentacles coming out of the ground. Well, this can't be good. So, yeah, that just kind of happens, and then you're left to worry about what to do, but no, we just head pretty much right back out. We don't really do anything with the control room. But as we head back towards the hallway to get up towards the top, you can see our way is going to be blocked. These tentacles belong to a monster of considerable size, yeah, no doubt. So, signs indicate the ship's under attack. The ship's going to capsize, so we have to force it back with sacred power. It's actually another way. It turns out if you use the bow and get a fully charged shot, you can actually just shoot right through. So I kind of like to do that for these because it's quicker than charging up a Skyward Strike. And of course, watch out for the barrel rolling down the stairs there. Little Super Mario RPG reminiscence there, I guess. Alright, we're just making our way back up to the deck. So as long as you know where that is, should be able to get here without too much trouble. Of course, we've got more barrels to dodge. Just kind of wait for an opening and go. Oh, okay, or climb the wall, I guess. These are pretty easy to dodge. They can come down pretty quick, but aren't too much trouble. We got more tentacles, so we are just shoot those out of the way and head forward. It's a pretty nice trick once you know that you can actually just shoot those with arrows. So the water is very quickly rising. We definitely need to get out of here. Thankfully, there's the door. But Fi's gonna stop us. I guess she wants us to drown or something. So there's an evil presence. Oh, really? So, yeah, make all necessary preparations. Thankfully, I believe... oh no, the stool and the bird statue are gone. So, unfortunately, none of that. There was one right outside the boss door, though. So, I guess if we wanted to recover there, that would have been the time to do it. Too late now. Holy crap. This is the Abyssal Leviathan Tentalus. So yeah, this is a really interesting looking boss fight, isn't it? It's a really cool area for it, kind of outside, you know, see like the ruins of destroyed ships and stuff. So you can tell I am charging a Skyward Strike here. Basically, you just want to run around and try to cut as many of these tentacles as you can. Sometimes, even if you keep running, you'll get grabbed by one. If that happens, you'll see what you have to do. But all you have to do is just shake the Wii Remote and nunchuck and break free. So really, you just want to keep going around cutting tentacles. I think you got to get like 5 before the boss will actually show itself. And then once you stop seeing them around, you know you've done enough. So he's going to pop out there in a nice watery explosion. I'm going to get our bow ready, because once he opens that eye, it can be tricky because he moves around a lot and he's really big. So it's kind of hard to judge sometimes. Shoot him in the eye, he comes down, and then you just slash away with your sword. You can usually get like 5 hits in before he repeats the cycle again. Now, if you were caught outside of his kind of hair, his like snake hair, I guess, whenever he fell down, you would have to kind of cut those in order to make your way through. Oh, I was standing right where one came up. All right, cannot see. All right, there we go. Yeah, you can, more of these tentacles start coming up with each phase. If you get it just right, you can sometimes take out more than one with each Skyward Strike. Oh man, that was close. Oh, didn't get anything there. Again, you can use arrows to cut these, but I find it much easier to use Skyward Strikes because you're running around the whole time, you know, so it makes it really a lot easier to avoid stuff. So at this phase, he's going to start trying to hit us with his tentacles. If you just keep moving, you'll usually avoid it, and that'll give you a good chance to shoot, because you can't actually strafe while you're in arrow mode. So that it feels like you may not, because he's so huge, and it's hard to get the proper perspective here, but as long as you keep strafing in one direction, you will dodge that punch. Alright, so we're going to do this for the third time. Obviously, this is going to be the big kicker. Tentacles will start kind of anticipating where you're going and appearing like right in front of you. And they also stay up for less and less time, and there's a lot more of them. So this is where things can get a little tricky, but it's not too bad. As long as you just keep moving and take them out every time you get a chance. And it looks like that took care of it. Alright, so one more appearance. There he is. If you can shoot him at just the right time, you can take him out there. Oh, that was a terrible shot. Oh, man, he came down right on top of me. Okay, well, we'll get a chance here. Oh, wow. Okay, that was really close. Okay, this isn't going so well. He's not giving me much of an opportunity. And see, the eye moves around so much. Okay, I usually don't have this much trouble. But he just keeps punching and not letting up. Okay, here we go. So eventually he will stop and just give you a chance. So that was kind of the pity roar, I guess. Alright, so once you finish the third cycle, this scene happens. So he starts going crazy and just kind of destroying the front part of the ship. So we got to keep moving, make our way to the box here. Watch out for that barrel. That one gets you. Oh, man. See, those can get you a lot, actually, and those cause like a heart of damage and knock you back down. It's kind of annoying. But once you get up here, we'll start pretty much the second phase of the fight. It's going to show up behind the ship here. And with this one, if you're quick, you can get that shot off right there and pretty much skip his first attack, which is really nice, actually. Because you only have to do this part of the fight twice, so skipping the first one actually makes things quite a bit easier. However, this time he's going to be keeping his eye closed, so we're going to have to actually do it the right way here. Now this one, the best way I found to do it is just do horizontal slices like as fast as you can. Try to get the correct rhythm, then once you cut enough of his like snake hairs or whatever, he'll... Oh, man. Come on. Ah, see, I waited too long. Right, so we're gonna have to do this again. Alright, let's try not to miss this time. Man, I'm having trouble getting the C thing to work, so I'm gonna have to resort to the traditional way of doing it. Alright, so down he goes, the heart container appears, and so does the crest. So let's pick up the heart container first, definitely don't want to miss that. And that'll bring us up to a whopping 15 hearts, nice. And we can hit this. And the flames of Neru transformed our blade. And unfortunately, all this one does is she can help us use our dowsing ability to search for more objects. Yeah, because you've seen how much I use dowsing before, right? Oh well. Alright, so now that we've enhanced our sword with the flame, it's of course time to return to the Isle of Songs and start the whole process over one more time. Okay, so that's gonna do it. That was the Sandship. Pretty fun dungeon, like I said. It's pretty much my favorite dungeon in the game, so sucks that it's behind us now, but well, it's always fun to do. So it's giving me the opportunity to save and quit, and this seems like a pretty good place to do so. So let's go ahead and get that going. Next time we will head back to the Isle of Songs. We've probably got some side quests to take care of at this point as well, so we'll take care of whatever may spring up. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.